Well, g'day guys, and welcome back to the Boomerang Biker channel. I'm coming to you from rural Australia today, and I'm competing with a chainsaw a couple of kilometers down the road, so apologies for that. Now, if you've been watching my videos over the last 6 or 7 months, you'll know that I've been using the Givi ST602B tank lock bag. And whilst it's been a great bag, I'm getting more and more photography equipment, and I'm just running out of space in the bag. So I've just actually purchased a Mosko Moto Nomax bag from the USA. Received it a couple of days ago, and I've actually done a comparison video between the two. I'll put a link to that up here somewhere. What I'm going to do today is take off the Givi and just put it into semi-retirement whilst we test the Nomax. I'll take off the flange kit, which is the flange ring, which is underneath there. That will have to come off, and then we'll install the Nomax. So if you're looking for a Nomax at the moment and you're not sure how to fit it on a BMW, then stay around for this. Okay guys, the first thing we'll do obviously is remove the tank bag, and we do that by just pulling back on this little tab there, and I usually give the bag a little bit of a twist as I'm doing that. We'll set that over to one side, and then we're going to take out the Givi replacement bolts and put back the factory or stock items. Just one thing I want to point out at this stage is when you insert these, whether it's the Givi ones or putting back the stock torque bolts, never over tighten them, because that actually prevents the gas cap or the petrol cap from opening. So that's a common fault, and if you're on forums and Facebook groups, that question comes up all the time, and it's usually because people have over tightened these bolts there. Alright, so no need to watch me fumble my way through taking these out and reinstalling the factory ones. We'll speed up the video and we'll slow it down once we're done. So stay with me. Okay guys, so there's the stock BMW torque screws or Torx bolts reinstalled. So, and as I said, please remember not to over tighten the two front ones there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we'll grab the Nomax tank straps and we'll install the front one around the frame on the bike. Okay guys, so you can see that I've installed the front straps that come with the Nomax bag. There's a couple of different ways to do this. I could have gone right around the headstock there, but what I've chosen to do is actually come under the frame. Now you've got the two clips that go into the bag itself, but these are held together by another clip there. So I've tightened up things as much as I can. I've neatened up the straps to keep everything out of the way. The next thing I'll do is I'll grab the bag and we'll attach it at the front, sit it on the bike, and then we'll work out how to attach it at the rear. Okay, now we've got the front straps in place, we'll grab the bag and we'll sit it on top of the tank there, attach the two straps. There's the first one and there's the second. Now, just to mention at that point, if you need some further adjustment, you can actually tighten up these straps there that are attached to the bag. So the next thing we'll do is move the camera and we'll take a look at the rear straps. Okay guys, so we've got the front straps in place, and the next thing we need to do is secure the rear straps. Now you can actually see we've got the same sort of clip that we had on the front of the bag is now on the rear as well, and you get this tab that has slots in it and some heavy duty cable ties that you can put through the slots and go around the frame. So there is actually a cross member on this frame. You can't quite see it on the video, but it is actually running that way, so perpendicular. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one above the cross member and one below the cross member, and that should stop it moving up and down. Okay, it's quite fiddly, so you'll have to excuse me if it looks a bit laborious. There's a good word for you. So I'm going to tuck that through there and use my finger just to pull that around. Okay, now these cable ties, they're one use only, so you've got to get it right the first time. You don't get a second chance at it. So same for the video as well. All right, so we'll pull that around there and we'll secure that in place. And then I'll repeat that for the bottom cable tie, but you don't need to painfully watch me do that. Okay, so let's repeat the process on the bottom one. So I'm going to pop that through there. And right on cue, one of the neighbour's V8s is coming past. So we'll pop that into there and tighten that up. And that's now fairly secure, and it can't sort of lift up past that cross member. Now, to me, the natural way to do this would be to tuck that behind there, but obviously I'm going to have to tension up the strap and neaten everything up. So what I'll do is I'll repeat the process on the other side. I'll tighten all the straps up and then we'll do a final summary. Okay, so you can see I've got both sides fitted now. I quite like the way that these are nice and neat and tuck out of the way there. As I said, once they're on, and that's it. The only way to get them off is to cut them off. So what I'm going to do is cut the excess now. And sorry, we'll be careful of the cylinder there. And then we'll just spin the tabs out of the way just to neaten things up. And I have to say they're perhaps about the most bulletproof zip ties or cable ties that I've ever seen. All right, so I'll go and neaten the other side up and then we'll take a final look at the bag in situ on the tank. So there you go, guys, a relatively easy install in about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm quite impressed with the fit of the bag, and hopefully it's going to give me heaps more space for future trips. If you found this video useful, then please do me a favor, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe for future trips and videos. As always, ride safe and have a great day.